Okay, so I'm assuming that what Cookie Light is trying to say is that this is all a big misunderstanding, and Minhinji thought I was gonna just cough up some dough and go hang out with everyone and make a bunch of friends in the entertainment industry. Let me explain something. The reason that I know every UPS store is basically an undercover Fed spot, allegedly, and every like hair salon is an undercover Fed spot and shit like that, allegedly. Because I've allegedly have to work out of those and report to those and do all kinds of shit. The reason why, in my opinion, it's so easy to do the shit that I do, that's not even my job, or at least not anymore. Is because you don't understand. What you all consider to be normal, I've never experienced. I have experienced sitting there playing video games for absolutely no reason. Something my brothers or cousins did would be blamed on me, and I would be in trouble for some reason. Okay. As you've seen, it's not that I am not capable of making friends. I don't want to deal with the drama that other people tend to bring with them. Okay. Even something as simple as finding a girl you like and all that bullshit is drama and bullshit because of everyone else. So I'm assuming Minhinji is the one who was like, what do you like? What do you like? What music are you into? Trying to find something to like spin to get me involved in some bullshit. I don't give a fuck on so many levels. Oh my god. This is why I put in my 2 weeks, because Minhinji is an old geriatric bitch. You look pretty hot for an old geriatric bitch, I'm not gonna lie. It really comes down to I'm mad because you didn't ask. I'm mad because I had plans for my own money that you thought were somehow going to impede with your plans, whoever's idea this was. I'm going to set up a bunch of banking shit, and already they're finding ways to spend my money, which they're never going to touch because I just don't trust them no matter what you do. I'm never going to trust you. You have to understand that I no longer want to like marry and start a family with that bitch. I'll fuck her and that's about it. I'm going to Korea to get the crypto shit done. All right. Your explanation for why my parents had to sell their house and I'm gonna have to probably end up buying back is you wanted to surprise me with some bullshit I don't even like, and you're shocked because everyone else would like it. And you think that for some reason I'm making all the bullshit up that I'm saying because I want attention or I want to get views or whatever the fuck. Look, when I was 16, my plan was to finish high school and join the army. No, a bunch of middle-aged losers loaded up like 700 pounds on the squat rack and had me like deadlifting like 650 and shit like that so that way I could go to a tournament. And like not all the way, but you like have to like try to pull it like okay, now reduce it down to 500 and now get it because that will be lighter that way. Anyways, that's how I blew out my back. But I got a deadlift at 550 at 16 years old. I was deadlifting more than adults. All right, I hurt my back. My back. It's like I like you can ask Asha. She apparently wanted me to fuck her all the time, and it was my pleasure to do it. She was like, what do you want? I was like, put your knee in my back. Because there's like some disc in my back that keeps popping out. And she was always like, go to the doctor. And I was like, no, just put your knee in my back. Because my back hurts from that shit. Anyways, that basically led to the shit I was talking about with the international bullshit. Wasn't my idea. That was basically because my parents were fighting and everyone needed money, and apparently people don't actually want money, they want to complain about needing money. They don't actually want to do anything to actually solve their own problems. Learned that one the hard way, almost got thrown in jail for a very long time. Somehow, some way, I managed to just have to deal with boxing and all that bullshit. Okay? Then after that, it was like, do a bunch of Mormon bullshit or go to jail. So I did a bunch of Mormon bullshit. So much to the point, when I was living with Amanda, Amanda was like, you seem very sheltered. And I was trying to explain to her that it's not that I'm sheltered, it's that I don't want to go to jail. Okay? Then basically, all I wanted to do, there was this community college called Germana Community College. I wanted to go there because I remember my probation officer and Coach Jones were like, what if you just like got a job and moved out? Because like my probation officer made me move in with my parents. And then they were like, well, what if you guys went to school and got a job and moved out? They're like, don't get a degree, get like a certification. I was going to get Cisco stuff. And then of course, my parents made me go talk to a counselor who was like, no, if you want to transfer and get a 4-year degree, you don't want to get a Cisco certification. You want to go into liberal arts and philosophy and all that bullshit. And I was like, no, I want to get a Cisco certification. I think they make enough money to move out of their parents after their probation officer makes them move back in. Whatever. So that didn't work out. And I went to that school where I got to do the ROTC at VMI, which I guess wasn't horrible. Anyways, so my parents had the big house, and I wanted to go to school for computers so I could get a job and not have to depend on anyone. But instead, my mom decided that because smoking plants out of water bottles in the bathroom is bad, and rolling joints on the 10 acres and smoking them in the woods so no one can smell it is also bad, I was cast out of the property. So I did what I had learned how to do since I was 16, which is play a part I didn't even want to play to gather information to sell it to the cops and the feds if I ever needed to, allegedly. So I could have 2 houses and live because I didn't want to starve to death and it's cold outside. Okay? So even then, the people I was hanging out with, they weren't really my friends. They were people that I thought I could get information out of to sell to the authorities to keep myself from basically dying. Okay? So there's no part of that sounds cool, at least not to me. Everyone else was like, I don't know, having an allowance and going to birthday parties, and I was getting set up by my douchey older cousins who were in their mid to late 20s for bullshit they were doing. It just went downhill. They would blame the other cousin. They would blame one of my brothers. They would then blame me. And I was like, I can blame my sister, but no one would even believe me if I did that, so I guess I'm the one holding the bag. So, absolutely nothing of what you think I like is anything I like. Absolutely nothing of what I've been doing is anything I really want to do. It's what you have to do to play the game to make it to the finish line. Now that I'm at the finish line, I am going to cross it, and I am going to do the only thing I have ever done. And do you want to know how you can, if you don't believe me, there's actually a business license for this. This never got built. No, it did. We had to shut it down because people don't like to pay for things. They just want to use things. My buddy Ryan Hoffa, who died in 2001, 2002 from a car crash. Why? Because some stupid bitch was yelling at him and yelling at him, and I'm of the opinion he was like, let's take us both out, but at least I'll go. And she survived. I don't know. I wasn't there. I just remember being really sad about it. Ryan Hoffa was awesome because my parents would drop me off at the church, and right next, like the church, here, there's like the McDonald's I used to work at was here. The church was here. They put up like a fence around it to keep kids from escaping or illegals from coming in and sleeping there. But like right across the street were these townhouses, and Ryan was there. He lived with his dad and his little sister. What's up? And um, anyways, his dad had like a pretty bad divorce from what we understood, but somehow he ended up not having to pay a whole bunch of money in it, and I think he even got somehow, some way, he ended up making out in the divorce, and they had to sell the house, and most of the money went to him. I don't remember how it all happened, but he had this idea because I skipped church one time and I went to Ryan's house and I was looking at the China magazine. China was in Maxim and she was showing her titties or almost no, China was in Playboy and she was showing her muscle titties and all that bullshit. And they were like, let's make a business. And I was like, what if we make a video game store, but not to buy, to play? And they were like, cool, like a land, because we would have land parties, like a land party. It's like, yeah, let's call it Landferno. And we patented Landferno, and it was going to be no one paid. Everyone wanted to play games for free, and it ended up shutting down after like 2 months. God, I think we might have wasted all of Ryan's dad's money playing video games. That also might have been why, oh my God, that's so sad. We used to go down to this place called Mike's Diner and drink coffee and complain about shit. That's all I want to do. Like, in the short amount of time that I had where I actually made friends who weren't people that I basically, on some level, and again, look, you want to be totally honest? By the time my record was clean, I figured I just needed some aces in my sleeve. I needed some things in case. It's good to have leverage and all that bullshit. But all I wanted to do was go play Blizzard games, like World of Warcraft and shit. Like, the big game back then was called, Warcraft 3. Warcraft 3. All I wanted to do was not be forced to go to church, hang out with some people who didn't want anything from me, just wanted my company, and play video games. And you'll meet girls that way too. What was it? Crazy bitch Cheryl. But I met this, like, okay, maybe I can be a little bit, it's not even that I'm overly religious, it's like that was, everyone was like, they speak English, leave them with them. So I met this crazy bitch who was a Seventh-day Adventist. She was pretty freaky too. We were fooling around in my parents' basement in Manassas. I met her when I was working at Olive Garden. But like, in a very short period of time where I didn't have some kind of oversight on me that I probably will never ever get rid of, all I wanted to do was go play video games and smoke. And I can't smoke in Korea, so I'm going to leave as soon as I can because I can smoke here. I don't need to be in Korea to crypto arb in Korea. I need to be in Korea to set everything up. So I really don't even give a fuck what Stephanie thinks she's going to explain to me later. I view it as a wash. I view it as she stole the money, and she better have a good fucking reason why she thinks her soulmate would want to see her kissing on some bullshit. Oh, because it's just a scene. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Look, I told this bitch point blank. I remember this part. I told her point blank I got into Bitcoin at 30 cents, which is about when it was 1,000 Bitcoin at 30 cents. I think it's $300, some shit like that. All right. So why did you make a song about me and not tell me? Why did you walk past me in New York? Why did you sign a contract with Sublime? Why did you do all this bullshit with Minji? Why did you do why do you keep spamming me? I mean, I know why you're spamming me because like you think we're dating and I should be so lucky, but like I don't call any of this dating. I call this me going to Korea to do the crypto premium. That way, when you do more bullshit like you always do, and I come back, I can at the very least start offloading my crypto and taking care of my parents. You don't understand. The first thing I'm going to do is buy back the house that my parents had to sell because you stole my money. And then if they still don't want the house, I will burn it to the ground and then sell it. And it will be our choice on our terms. Serious. This is so fucking stupid. You couldn't wait 2 paychecks? You couldn't wait 2 paychecks for me to pay off all of my silver. You couldn't wait 2 fucking paycheck cycles.